Okay, says we're live. Hopefully that is true. How are we doing? Are we doing good? Happy Wednesday. Happy last day of July. Happy last day of camp. Happy last day of the first third of the quarter. Bunch of lasts there. How we doing? Kate says, I only need about 233 words today, and you'll be done with camp and your first draft of the second novel, which is exciting. It's amazing. I am definitely on track. I need to go in and look at my document from yesterday, figure out how much I wrote yesterday, because I did sort of like a late session last night after I got back from running errands and visiting family and that kind of stuff. And this evening, family is coming to visit us, so I will likely only have today's stream. So that means that I'm going to try my best to be very focused in on because I've got a brainstorming session I need to do, and then I've got some revision I want to get done. But mainly that brainstorming is kind of like the important thing I want to get done. Which may happen on paper, is probably going to happen on paper. Maybe at some point I'll switch to digital, but yeah. So there's that. It's also hotter than blazes. Sorry. I'm like, why am I sweating? I don't want to sweat in my own room. I did not get my morning pages and stuff done yesterday, so I have to take an L for that. So we're gonna go for 6 days this week, just like we did 6 days last week. So I don't. Yeah. Anyway, but so that's kind of where we are in terms of like the Artist Way program is progressing. I did do a little bit on this sort of like weekly tasks things. But I did not do my morning pages yesterday, nor did I read the like basic principle mantras or whatever, which is sort of like the daily assignment for this week. Gotta be honest, that feels kind of weird to me. And I don't know if it's because I did not like come up with my own sort of like basic principles / mantras or like reword them somehow. So like, I don't, if anybody's done the Artist Way program or has done this sort of like daily affirmations, where you like read it aloud to yourself multiple times, or you like write it several times, or that sort of like self-hypnotism type thing. How do you feel about it? Does it work? Does it do you ever get over feeling awkward when you do it? Do you like, have you successfully been able to use someone else's mantras with success, or do you always sort of have to come up with your own that feel more like they are coming from yourself, from your soul? I don't know. Maybe that's my problem, is that it's not like in a phrasing that I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird, and it feels kind of silly. To be sort of like reading to myself every day, multiple times a day, the like basic principles of creativity. It's like, creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. And then you go down the list, and it's like, creativity is the universe or the divine's gift to us. Our using our creativity is our gift back to the universe or to the divine. So I'm like, some of these feel like awkward because I don't know that I would ever phrase it that way. And so maybe that's my problem, is maybe I just need to rewrite them to be like my own or something. But I don't, maybe it's also the idea of self hypnotism, because that's essentially what that repetition entails. And so I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I'm just sort of like awkwardly like, maybe it's just because it's like day 2 or day 3, and I did not do it on day 2. of this week. I don't know. Anyway, I'm having mixed feelings about it, y'all. Padgett says, "You're so close, Kate." Yes, 233 words is very achievable. Kate says, "Yes, I will finish it up today. If I have the time, I have the time, and I am grateful for that." Yes. Kara says, "I certainly hope August is better than July. This has been a bad month for you. I'm sorry for that." But yeah, hopefully August will be better for you in particular and for all of us in general. Monique says, "Kara, all the hugs." Yes. Yes, yes. Monique says, "I'm here because I want to change one scene in my novel. And it's one that your editor wanted you to cut. Oh, like cut completely? So you're going to see if you can rework it and still use it? Or are you sort of like trying to stitch the two pieces together after you take that out?" Stacey says, "Just got home, but happy to be here now." Excellent. Welcome home. Monique says, "It's the scene where Andy goes to the principal's office. You changed it to a summary, but you wanted to actually show the scene, even if the principal is only there for that one scene." Okay. Becca, hello, hello, hello. Are you back already, or are you like on a temporary evening break in England? Have you been to Cardiff yet? I have not been obsessively stalking your Instagram, and I probably should have been, and living vicariously through you. But yeah, I should have been doing that. Becca is back. A little bit lagged, but here. Yay! I am sure that Snake is glad to have you back. So hopefully you give some little toe beans and pets. hopefully Snake is not mad at you for leaving. That's what my bestie used to have a cat, Libby, and whenever my bestie would like leave for trips to Japan, because she got into the jet program, whenever she would come back for a visit or in between the year contracts or whatever, Libby was mad at her for leaving for like 3 days, and then finally was like, "Okay, fine, I will accept you again." But then it would be like time for Bestie to leave again. Yeah. So hopefully Snake is still affectionate and not refusing to play. You went to Cardiff on Saturday. It was beautiful. Excellent. I'm so glad. Yay. Yay. Monique says, "Does it make sense that I want to show that scene, even if it's just a part of the subplot? The principal is a minor character." Is it integral to the subplot? Can the subplot advance without that particular scene or that particular character? If so, it's not really necessary. If the scene and that interaction is important to the subplot, is there a way that you can work it in to where it's like, oh, like Andy heard from the assistant principal and the teacher whispering when he went up to like go pick up his lunch from the front office or something. He heard them discussing something that happened and with the principal, because teachers gossip, like 100% teachers and staff gossip about everybody, because that is your entertainment when you are locked in a building for somewhere between 8 and 10 hours a day, and your only interaction with adults is very few and far between snatches and on your planning breaks. Gossip is very important, like who's doing what, who's heard what. Sure, there's also talk about like the curriculum, and that comes first generally. But yeah, there's snatches of like oh, hey, I heard that the principal is interested in having this program integrated into the curriculum. And by the way, did you hear that Miss So-and-so had a right fit about it? Like, I mean, gossip abounds because it's a group of people. And anytime there is a group of people, there is gossip. So if there is a way to weave it into Andy overhearing the adults discussing things, because be honest, kids and teenagers are very honest. They are very curious about what the adults are saying, especially if it's like tea or gossip. And if they think they're overhearing something that is tea or gossip, they are absolutely going to pay more attention to it. So I don't know if you could work it in that way, or if like that's a not necessarily the type of information or the type of action that will work in your story, but that is a real thing, is that the adults in school gossip and the kids overhear it and then they spread it. So it's like it's schools are a mini petri dish of like how society works. So yeah, that's how things go. Kate says, so I'm looking into Wattpad. I've heard so much about it, so you've decided to see what's going on with it. Kind of interesting. It is interesting. I would say with a caveat that Wattpad does from time to time get mirrored, meaning that there will be another website that pops up that is like an entire copy of Wattpad, which means that they are stripping your stories that you put on there and allowing it to appear somewhere else. So there is that as a caveat. But on the pro side of things, there's a built-in readership there. And it's a nice way to sort of like test reactions to your stories, your plot lines, your characters. So it's kind of fun in that regard. You miss Nick so much. And he's been your shadow since you got back, so no punishment. Yay! Excellent. I'm so glad. Cool Gamer 2 is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome. It's better as a summary based on what you said because it's not intro. Okay. But again, that's something, it's your story, so you have to figure out how to do it. So Badge says, your trip looked awesome. Yes. Oh, right. Yes. Thank you for saying something about this. Let me put up the picture poll. Here it is. Present. All right. Your main character decides to pick up a new hobby. Do they pick up fishing or do they pick up photography? Or you could do this for yourself too, whichever you prefer. Or you can answer as the main character. Up to your choice. You don't like that? Yes, the readership. Yeah, in terms of like the mirroring of things. Yeah. That was kind of scary the first time that happened. So Becca says to Paget, thank you. It was such a wonderful trip. I'm exhausted, but a good kind of exhausted. Yes. Which is the best kind of tired. Yes. And then Paget wants to know, do you take 2 weeks to unpack after a cool trip? Because I sure do. Yeah. It depends. Sometimes I can do it. Sometimes it sits there for a while. Kate says photography for sure. Your main character would love it. Excellent. Becca's like, I had to go for fishing because Star Wars. Oh, Becca, you. So this was 2 streams ago, having your main characters join the circus or get marooned on an island. And then we had vampire pirates It's like, oh no, your main characters have had a run-in with vampire pirates or with a quicksand trap. So, all fun stuff. But yes. It could be for you or it could be for your main character. The choice is entirely up to you. Monique says, I like fishing in video games and photography for real life. Yes, that's also a fun distinction. Yes, and I completely agree with this. There's a pair of games that are very similar. In fact, I want to say maybe some of the developers or some of the, anyway, Torchlight and Fate. Those are the two names of the games, and both of them have a little short chibi character, and both of the games, there are ponds in the town that have like little fireflies floating above some ripples in the water, and that's where you go fish. And both of the games, you have a pet companion that functions as both a secondary like attack person, but also they function as like, go to town and sell this junk. But you can feed the fish to your pet and have them change into different monsters for like improved attack. So both of them have that mechanic in them, and fishing in that game is an absolute necessary thing because you also fish up like extra armor and like impressive jewels and things like that. And so you can, as a beginner, you can fish up some really cool things that you can either sell or wear. Anyway, so that's fishing in video games. Yeah. Elizabeth said, hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Becca says, Paget, lol. Yes, normally yes, but for some reason I needed to get it done today. Laundry, maybe? Laundry is an important, reason to unpack your suitcase for sure. Kate's laughing at that, yes. It's partly not wanting to do it and partly like can't let go of the vacation. True. Very true. Yes. I think Becca was laughing at the circus stormtroopers. Stacey says, I have to unpack immediately or it just might never happen. Elizabeth's like, what's unpacking? Lol, I don't know her. Yes. Paget says, lol, the quicksand for the childhood memories. That's what I was thinking. Yes. Back when you thought quicksand was going to be a huge obstacle in adulthood. Yes, because it was in every movie, every TV show, especially ones that were like in the jungle. Like, I'm pretty sure Indiana Jones had some quicksand, right? Is that me reimagining things? George of the Jungle, I'm pretty sure had quicksand, I think. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, movies in our childhood made it seem like we would absolutely get lost in a jungle and there would be quicksand and crazy things happening. So let's see. Monique says, I do fishing in Animal Crossing and Disney Dreamlight Valley. Those are fun. I've heard of Dreamlight. Oh, I mean, obviously Animal Crossing, yes, but Disney Dreamlight I've heard is really nice, the Dreamlight Valley. You have tried to get into Animal Crossing, and I think it would be great, but I always log in at like 9 p.m. and nothing's happening. I don't know. There must be a way to find night folk. I can't do it during the day when you guess there's more activity. I would think 9 p.m. would be like a really great time to log in because like parents are going on for a little bit of relaxation after the kids are in bed. Do you have your like game set to have other people, other servers? I don't know. Kate says yes, never ending story. Yes. Oh my god, that movie wrecked me. Like emotional damage on that's the other thing that movies from my childhood did was like absolute tearjerkers. Neverending Story was one, and like when I tell you, what's the What's the one with the two dogs and the cat that got left behind when their family moved, and so they have to like trek across the Canadian wilderness to find home, and like the animals are all done in voiceover. And then like they find their way home or whatever, and like two of them come across the horizon, and then the older dog takes so long, and I'm like bawling because I think he's gone. Yes, Homeward Bound. Oh my god. Oh yes. I so many tears every time I watch it. Doesn't matter now that I'm an adult. Oh, so same on the emotional damage. Yes, the never-ending story with the swamp. Yes, the huge head floating around in space. Yes. Oh my god. So oh my gosh, yes. Fox and the Hound too. Oh, they're buddies, but they can't be buddies anymore. Oh, like there has been so much emotional damage from movies growing up. And also like terror. Because what was the Secrets of Nim? Like super creepy as a child. Absolutely. Brave Little Toaster. Oh my god. Oh, yes. And then you just like wander around, like the day after you watch that, wandering around your kitchen, looking at your appliances and going, I love you. I'll never throw you away. Maybe that was just me as a child. Oh my god. The electric blanket. So sad. Oh, a Watership Down, I can't. I absolutely cannot with Watership Down. Nope. Where the Red Fern Grows. Oh god. Old Yeller. Old Yeller. I can't. They're so. Last Unicorn was also, yes, I would agree with that. Oh my god. Like all the things. The Pit Dragon series. Oh, I never read that one or watched that one. Okay. Nice to know if I ever run across it, there will be emotional damage. But oh my gosh. Yeah, no. I'm just like uh, uh Harry and the Hendersons. I don't think I saw that one either. Okay. So apparently I have missed some of the emotional damage, which is good. But yeah, all 7 times you watched the Titanic because of historic reasons. Yeah. Yeah. You abstained from Old Yeller. We watched this in school. So I didn't have the option to miss it. We watched it in school. like like they brought out the rolly cart with the TV on it, the ginormous TV, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna watch a movie. And then it was Old Yeller. And I'm like, I don't know if our teacher had not seen it, didn't know it, but I was just like, the whole class was in tears. Like it was just, oh my gosh, no, yeah, in school, in school. I cannot tell you how much that wrecked me. Like the whole day, the whole like all of it. It was just, oh. We watched Red Fern, Where the Red Fern Grows in school as well. Um, yeah, yeah. No art. You know, it was not like it was absolutely terrible. You read Where the Red Fern Grows silently alone in 4th grade and took everything I had not to bawl when I finished. That was your first acting job. Yeah. Yep. Yearling. Did that in class. Yep. We read The Yearling. I don't remember if we watched the movie for it. Charlotte's Web. We read and watched. We did Across 5 Aprils. We did like, oh gosh, all kinds of like really, really not fun movies. It was just like so bad. Uh, there were kids crying. Yeah, I bet. At your seat, 3 desks from the door, Miss Hunter's class. You read the last page and just like summoned all the strength. Yeah, there are some things that I like. They're very important because they do teach you empathy. Yes, but um, throwing you into an unsuspected old Yeller movie is not good. Like at all. I just there ought to be a warning. There ought to be a warning and be like a, you know, I just no. Your true trauma came from watching bus safety. Oh yeah, bus safety videos in grade school. I think I'm part of the reason why they stopped showing the video where they showed how kids could die. You still remember it? Yeah, that and the driver safety videos where they would show you footage of crashes and the aftermath. Yeah, yeah, that. Mm-hmm. Hedge says that makes me feel better, Rachel, because no one else seems to be struggling in 4th grade, and you felt like it's bad. No, yeah, yeah, I know. It's just, you shouldn't have thought of my girl. Now you're set. Oh no, who proved that for a fun last day? Last day of school? Oh no. Oh no. You don't watch Harry and the Hendersons. Don't watch Harry and the Hendersons. It will break you. It was like the end of Toy Story kind of emotional terrorism. The movie has no business hitting so deep. Yeah, they're just, yeah. There are some movies that like, you buy a copy of it because you're like, this was important to my childhood, but you never watch it again. Absolutely never watch it again. Um, but I'm just like, Paget says, "Oh my God, Elizabeth, I was in Sears while your dad was talking tech with the salesman. Oh, and they were playing My Girl on the big screen on all the TVs. And the scene, he meets his glasses. Oh no, no. Your dad you're sobbing in the island, and your dad is like, yeah, she belongs to me. Sorry about that. Oh no. Yeah, I never watched it again. Never ever. I think we did watch Never Ending Story multiple times. And here's the other thing. Homeward Bound, we watched, and I remember this, we watched when we, because we were having issues as a kid when we moved. We were like having issues letting go and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if that's like the reason our parents put that on, but whatever. Anyway, so when we moved from Florida to Utah, we watched Homeward Bound. And then when we moved from Utah to Georgia, we watched Milo and Otis. I think that's the right combo, but like one or the other. Like it was just like, so somehow voiced over animals going on long trek adventures and like getting into dangerous spots. That was our movie. I don't know. I don't get it. So when your kiddo gets emotional over small things and the engineer looks perplexed, I'm like, sorry, that's all me. She can't. Yeah. Is we need the clip of the guy to go emotional damage. Anyway. Oh, okay. So we have the deer spirit today. Bring a gentle touch. So let me just bring a gentle touch. And it was in the inverse position, so we'll have to read the upside down reading. How appropriate, right? We're talking about emotional damage, and like the deer's like, it's okay. You can be gentle with yourself. So, The deer is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you are dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your own intentions. Don't let anybody bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. The deer also brings a message that it might be easy to offend someone today or to take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. There's the while it is a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you need a tougher hide so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. Okay. Not necessarily quite the message I thought it was initially, but yeah. So there's our message today. You found Neverending Story 2. Oh my God. More traumatizing than the first one. I don't know why, but I was not traumatized on the first one. Maybe because it felt more storytelling than self-insertion. True. Yeah. The 80s were a dark time for kids' movies. Right? The gentle touch is strong in this dream. Lovely card. Dear Spirit. Yes. It's very in the 90s. Yes. Yeah, those two decades were a little rough. On us. Feeling called out. Good job, both personally and professionally. Needed to hear that. Stand your ground with grace. That is a task. That is a task for sure. Great message. Thank you so much. You're welcome. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, and now that we are recalling all of our childhood traumatic experiences with movies, let's go ahead and get a sprint going. Oops. There we go. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Beach timer. First sprint. All right, so one, save your document if you've already been working today. If not, now's a great time to pull up whatever you think you're going to be working on. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How'd we do? I got 653 words. Which puts me at about 850 words from my last sticky for this month, which is right here, which is good because that's today. Yeah, so that's there. Remembered to text it. I remembered to text Bestie, so I did that on my phone. And made a mental note for myself of the things I need to do after the stream because company's coming over. So like there's a couple things that need to be done. But yeah, so fun time. Also checked earlier today, I checked the shipping information for my stationery packages that are coming, plus a couple of like odds and ends for crochet and crafting. And maybe a Christmas present or two. Like, yes, I know it's July, almost August, but I found something and I was like, well, I'm already like, putting stuff in there. Let's see if I can get the free shipping stuff. But anyway, so I am eagerly anticipating those, but like the tracking information on stuff is so weird. Especially since it's coming from overseas. So it's like they have their overseas international shipping number, and then you also have to have like whoever they're handing it over domestically to ship it to. So like you have to have two different tracking numbers, or they have to be linked or something. And so one of them I'm pretty sure is going to get delivered tomorrow, and the other one I'm not sure because it's it says arrived at a shipping partner facility in Atlanta, and the shipping partner is like Pitney Bowes, and I had to go look that up, and I was like, what is this? And apparently it's just like a third-party shipping thing for logistics and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's like a trucking company essentially. And so it's departed the partner facility, and so USPS is still awaiting it. But it's like, okay, well, that was at 2:06 p.m. yesterday, and there hasn't been any updates since then. I'm like, I would like to have an update, please. It's been 24 hours. I would like an update. But anyway, so but it's in at least Atlanta, which means that usually it goes from Atlanta to Athens, and then the next day it'll be sorted out and delivered. So if it's still in Atlanta today, again, that one maybe I can expect tomorrow. I don't know, but like not having any updates on it is kind of weird to me. But anyway, so hooray! Does anybody else obsessively stalk their packages and when they're going to be delivered? And what's weird is that one that doesn't have the extra updates or like the more frequent updates to the tracking information, that's the one that like I paid an extra $1 to have like extra helpful tracking. I'm like, okay, so this is not very useful. Typically you only stock on the day of. Well, so I learned my lesson with that because when I tried to order something the last time I ordered from Notebook Therapy, this box was what I was getting. And so it has multiple washi tape thingies in there. So I was ordering that, and It they didn't ever give me a US tracking number. They only gave me the international tracking number. So I waited and waited and waited. And finally it was like, oh, it's expect it in like 3 to 5 days. So I was like checking the mail every single day. And then I updated, I sent an email to the company, to the Journal Say, or not Journal Say, to Notebook Therapy's customer service. I was like, hey, it's been like X number of days since I ordered this. It said that it would be like 3 to 5 business days. I waited an extra 2 days after that. Where is my package? Can you tell me the USPS number? Like, what has happened to it? And they were like, oh, it shows that it was delivered on Monday. I was like, no, it wasn't. No, it was not, because I checked that day and the next day. And so they're like, well, okay, so here's, frequent places that it's like you can check with your mail post office. Your mail station was what I was going to call it. You can check with your mail station. You can check with your post office. You can check with your neighbors, because a lot of sometimes they'll get, slipped into the wrong mailbox. And so I went up to the post office and it's like, hey, I'm missing a package. It shows it was delivered on Monday. Can you see like if it was misdelivered or if it's been returned? Because sometimes it'll be like delivered back to the post office if it was like not quite marked right, or if it wouldn't fit in the mailbox, that kind of whatever. We have a front stoop, so it would have been fine. But anyway, and then I went and knocked on both of our neighbor doors and was like, hey, have you seen a package? No. And so there is, the other thing is like my street name. I don't want to say my street name, but essentially it's a compound word. And there are 2 other streets within the city code that have a compound word that starts with the same like word. And so there's like a difference between like place and drive and lane and whatever as well. So there's, trail, all that kind of fun stuff. So it could have been delivered over there, which is what I was asking at the post office. But with essentially the digital trackers that you have to scan the package as you put it in the mailbox, it can tell if you are within like 100 yards of where you should be. So like they can get a report on that and see like where you actually delivered it to. And it said it was delivered in the correct vicinity. Again, I don't think that's accurate, but whatever. Anyway, so Notebook Therapy was very, very good about sending me a replacement. So yes, Peach Blossom, Peach Bloom, and Peach Blood. Yeah. And then you add onto that, you have Peach Blossom Lane, Peach Bloom Lane, Peach Blossom Trail, and Peach Bloom like Avenue. So like you have variations of each one, and it's just so frustrating. But anyway, so yeah. So I learned my lesson. So I am now obsessively stalking, so I know which day I can estimate it to be delivered to. That way I can like go and check the mailbox immediately. But it does not help that like my house is on what they call an auxiliary route, which means it's a very short route. And so they typically give it to either someone who is training, which means more mistakes, or they give it to somebody to do at the end of their own route, which means that like they're tired, they want to go home. They're like, anyway. So, but also means there is no set time for when the packages and mail are being delivered that day, because it's kind of like up to whoever is in the office. So anyway, that's my rant about mail, I guess. Mamba Maggie picked photography because you already have your characters fishing. Excellent. So they can do both. Kate got 150 words that sprint. You're going to walk home for lunch, but see you when you get back. Excellent. So you can finish your draft. Oddly, the Etherean culture does very little in the way of visual memory keeping, despite the fact that they live for thousands of years, and it has become a thing that they pick up from the humans, which is kind of fun. New hobbies. Becca started editing your Forgotten Female Fiction episode. Excellent. Kara says, I didn't know if I'd be able to get anything written, but you got 200 words. Yay! Yay for writing, however much it is. Excuse me. Elizabeth got a few hundred words and got out of the corner that you had written yourself into. Yay! Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, the mental gymnastics required to get you out of the corner. All right? Yeah, this was very typically on the start of the day of. Happy hump day. Happy hump day to you as well. That also happened with your book proofs for Swords of Etheria. DHL numbers are not compatible with USPS tracking system. I do have, okay, how have they done that? Because I had a DHL. And how did they do it? They handed it to UPS rather than USPS. So, and then it was transferred to the post office. So I may or may, yeah, I don't know. I may or may not get an additional tracking number for that. I don't know. So. And also Funky says, hey to Paget. There are several neighborhoods where the street names are the same within only lane, circle, court, drive, road, etc. Yeah. Yeah, being the only difference, and house numbers are all 4 digits. Yes. And you can have duplicate numbers. So like one of the, there's a subdivision that is split across a road. So like the main road goes this way, and then the subdivision is on either side of this. And so over on this side, you have like Redwood, but this one is Redwood Court, and this one is Redwood Circle, and they have the same house numbers. That's what's annoying, is they have the same house numbers. So the only way you can tell is by that CT or CR on the end. It's so yeah. And then when they're, because things get dirty, things get damaged, you have to essentially memorize the family names that live there, because CT and CR sometimes look the same if the packaging label has been like grimy. So fun times. The more you know. Elizabeth said, in my town there are 2 roads with the same name that cross each other. One is north and the other is west. Yeah. Yeah, so you have to know, or at least put in the N or the W, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to try to ignore the fact that I'm waiting impatiently for package. And we're going to do a sprint. Second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you want to promote, meaning your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, whatever it is that is writing adjacent, please make sure you do so during the second sprint. And yeah, make sure to do some self-promo. Let other people know where to find your awesome self and awesome work. When you worked as a carrier, the new neighborhoods were a nightmare because of that exact reason. Yeah. Yeah. You understand that there are only so many words in the English language, but please, developers, feel free to use all of them when naming streets, right? right? And then there's some sort of I don't know if it's like I would consider antiquated at this point, but there is some sort of rule about which names are supposed to be used in terms of if the road goes north-south versus east-west, in terms of like avenue, boulevard, uh, way. But they're like there's some sort of naming conventions based on the direction that the road takes. I'm not sure that that is as accurate in the more rural areas because those roads tend to bend around like boulders and ponds and that kind of thing. Whereas in the city, it can be laid out in more of like a grid-like fashion, so that would hold more true. So again, I'm not real sure how well that works in rural locations. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about it. 1, save a document. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure if you're going to need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, y'all. So family is already here. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and end it here after 2 sprints, or 1.5 sprints for me. I managed to get, how much did I get? 931. So I think I got maybe 250 additional words. So I'm just like, don't have my brother's permission to put my nephews on the internet. So I'm just making sure they're not going to walk by. Thank you for joining me, even though it was a very short time. Hopefully that was able to kickstart our productivity for the day. And I will see y'all on Friday for the first sprint of August. I could hear them running by. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Bye.